Hey guys, it's Rose and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I've seen floating around YouTube for a little while. It's basically like somebody came in and stole your entire collection, what are you going to buy? I think this is a really interesting video because I really had to go through my collection and be like, what is it that I would buy? So basically what I did today is I picked out products. I'm going to share them with you, and I also recorded putting them on my face. I'm wearing basically a full face of what I would go buy first. So let's get into it. Really hope my hair looks just like nice and loose and cute and not like I'm an 80-year-old woman. So I'm gonna go in the order that I put the products on my face, and then while I'm talking about them I'll put like some footage of me putting the makeup on. I also only picked one item per category, so if my makeup looks a little crazy to you, I think it actually came out pretty good today. That's why. So of course the first step is primer, and the primer that I chose is my NYX Hydro Touch Primer. I think this is like my second one that I've gone through. This is such a good primer if you have dry skin. It feels really cooling, and it also has like this like men's aftershave smell that I really like, and it's kind of a blue color, and this keeps my face feeling really hydrated. Like I can feel it now. It doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel like it's going to be cracking and stuff like that. And for someone who has really dry skin, this is a really good product. It's not that expensive. It's NYX. Sometimes they're a little more expensive than your typical drugstore brand, but this is definitely one that I would be putting in my cart immediately. So foundation was actually a hard one for me. I was looking at all of my foundations and I didn't know which one I was going to choose, and then I just grabbed my Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. I use the shade 0.5. I believe this is the lowest, or the lightest shade. The reason why I chose this is because it's my perfect match. Like, you can't tell the difference between my makeup and my neck, my body, which is really great. This is such a liquidy formula. It's really light, and I've really noticed in the past couple of years I've started going more towards medium coverage almost, and you can build this up a little bit. It is definitely an everyday foundation, but I've started going a little lighter with my actual foundation, a little heavier with concealer, which I'll get into in a minute. But this is such a breathable formula. I feel like it looks like my skin, but just a little bit better. And I hope they're not discontinuing this, because I know the Stay Naked just came out, but I think that this is like their day foundation, because they have like their tinted moisturizer, and I know they have like their all-nighter that I used to wear that's like cake on your face. So I'm hoping that this sticks around. Concealer was a no-brainer. It's my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This is the shade Light 10. I'm the type of person where I always have a couple shades in a concealer that I really like, but I stuck with Light 10 because this is like my everyday like shade that I use to like correct my under eye and stuff. I use Light 4 to highlight, and then I also have the 00, the white. I use that when I'm doing more like show makeup or really dramatic makeup. But this formula, it goes on really smooth, it blends out like a dream, it's really beautiful on the face, and like I was saying, I've gone a little lighter with foundation lately because I will go in with a more high coverage concealer and kind of build up in areas that I need to build up. This is not full coverage. It's not going to, you know, cover every mistake that you've ever made in your life. It's not like Shape Tape level, but honestly I'm okay with that. I'm kind of starting to move away from Shape Tape, which I never thought I would. When I mean, I still have a tube that I'm using up, but I really love the ColourPop concealer. I think this is only $6. It's inexpensive, it's a good buy, it works, they have a really good shade range, and this is definitely what I would buy first. Powder was also another easy category for me. I would get the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I use the shade 5 Fair. This is the best loose powder I've ever been able to find. I'm going to close it because it's going to go all over the place. That's just what happens with loose powders, I feel. This is the perfect color for me. It does not darken my face. I can use it under the eye. I prefer not to. I usually use a separate powder to go under the eye, but I only wanted to pick one powder for this category. And it sets my face, and when I feel my face, it just feels like my face. It doesn't feel like I could like go like this and you'd see like a bunch of powder on my face. I usually use a sponge to really like put this into my face. And I really do more pushing motions now. I don't do as much sweeping as I used to, but this powder is so good. It's, again, from the drugstore. It's Maybelline. It's really just a staple in my collection, and I use it all of the time. Also, speaking of sponges, a quick shout out to my Flower Beauty beauty sponge, the purple one. I would have to go get this. Like, this is so dirty right now, but it's my little wobbly wobbly friend. This blends out anything so perfectly. I love this sponge. It is a tool that I cannot live without. I actually would, like, I would make sure if everything were gone and they were like, you have to get one tool, it would still be this. So for blush, I went back to an old favorite. This is the Milani powder blush in Romantic Rose. It has a little rose embossing on here. This is the perfect everyday blush for me. It doesn't look like I'm a clown. It just gives a nice flush to the face. It's very buildable, which I appreciate in a blush. I think that blushes need to be buildable, or else they look intense and crazy and they're hard to blend out. And this formula is so good. You can go too much with it, but I barely tap in, and I don't know if you can really, like, it's right there. Sorry, I was trying to figure out which color of lipstick I wanted today. But this is really beautiful. Like, I've definitely started to wear on the embossing. Like, I've used this for so long. It's such a good powder blush that I would have to go pick it back up. Oh, I skipped over contouring and bronzing. Hello. So for contouring slash bronzing, because I almost picked the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but then I was like, no, I gotta give it to my NYX Highlight and Contour palette. This is my tried and true. I have had to replace powders in here, and actually this one's starting to almost get to pan, but this is so perfect for me. I use almost all of these powders all the time. The banana one I tend to like stay away from because it's a little too yellowy for me, but that's fine. It's just one. These work so well. If you are a beginner with contouring, I really think that you would enjoy this palette. I think that it's great for beginners. You can really build this up, and like today actually I put too much like right in here of like one of the darker colors, and it really blended out. Like, I just had to go in with my brush and really like blend it out, and it's such a good palette. So today I use these two to do the majority of my actual contouring, and then I'll take my brush and I'll just sweep it through like the bottom row, and I'll tap it off, and I'll really like deepen up the contour. And then for bronzing, I can use this powder with my bronzing brush, and it gives enough warmth to the face where it doesn't make me look orange. And if I ever screw up, I just dip into the same brush with a little bit of this powder, and I just dust it on the face, and it cleans it up. This is not overly powdery. It's not dry. I feel like it makes it look seamless. You can make this look real dramatic or really daytime. This, I would have to get it. Also, highlighter was the hardest category because I honestly really love highlight. Like, I obviously have it on right now. It's very seldom that I don't want to put a nice highlight on, even just a subtle one. And I was just looking through them, and I was just like, I gotta give it to ColourPop Super Shock Cheek highlighter in the shade Flexitarian, and it just looks so wet and beautiful on the skin. It makes you look like you are just a glowing goddess. And the thing about the Super Shock shadows, or the highlighters, is that you can go somewhat subtle. Like, if you take a brush with it, it'll look really like glowy, but like lit within. And then my favorite way to do it is I will take my ring finger and I will apply it to where I need it, and then I'll take my middle finger and buff it out in like little circular motions. It doesn't lift up the foundation underneath, and the shade Flexitarian, it almost looks like my skin is naturally doing that, which is what you want highlight to look like sometimes. And I feel like you can't go wrong with this product. So brows are something that I'm really trying to work on lately. I want them to look a lot better, and I really find that the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown has really made a difference for me. It's a really skinny brow pencil. I know that there are tons of these at the drugstore, and I think I've mentioned this before. Dark brown is just the perfect color for me. It matches my hair very nicely, and I feel like this gives a lot of structure to my brows. And I do love my NYX brow gel, and I would miss it, and in the second round I would definitely go get it, but I would much prefer to have this and be able to fill in and just spoolie. That's the only thing about this, is that the spoolie does break easily, I guess that's a thing with these, but I really love this brow pencil. I do think that it's worth the money if you can find your shade in it, because I think that's the thing with brow products, is that if you find your perfect shade, it's kind of worth spending money on it if it's a good formula and your perfect match. I'm not going to stay on the eye primer too long. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the shade Sin. It hangs onto my shadows. It does a good job. It's a cult classic for a reason. Cult classic, cult following. It's a well-loved product for a reason. So I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I found this to be a relatively easy decision. I would have to pick up my BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection in the style of rosé. This palette is my perfect everyday palette. I can get so many looks with this. It has a really beautiful mirror in it that's really dirty. Wow. These shadows they're a little powdery, but that's good because I feel like it means that they have enough pigment to actually show up on your eyes. And today I went in with these two in the middle as my transition shade. I put them a little above the crease and just all over the place to really give my eye shape. These two, sometimes I will just go in with these two, put them in my crease just to give a little definition, and I'm out the door. And then I went into, which one? I believe this one, and I deepened up the crease just a little bit, and I went in with these two to really sculpt out my eye and do a little bit of the shape that I like, the more cat eye shape that I like. And then I went in with this shimmer right here, which I'm going to swatch it. This is such a beautiful shade. Here, let me. It's so pretty, and all over the lid it just gives a really nice shine. You can make these more metallic by wetting a brush. I didn't do that today, but you certainly can do that with this. And I did go in with this shade to deepen up my outer corner, and this palette just has it all. I went in with this other shimmer on the outer, and I put the two lighter shimmers in the middle and for my inner corner highlight. You can do so much with this palette, and they have other colorways. This was just the colorway that speaks to me the most and is the most useful to me. But if you are looking for a new palette that you need to do everything for you, these are definitely it. I really think that BH Cosmetics are my favorite eyeshadow formula, which is amazing because I'm pretty sure that when I got this on sale that I got this and the other one that I have, the gilded one, for $8. So these are so good. So for eyeliner, I actually only really have one type of eyeliner, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible pencil eyeliners. I decided that I would actually get the shade brown first before any other shade. I have the black and the nude as well. And the reason why I would get the brown is because I feel like it is a little more versatile, and plus my liquid liner is black. But this frames my eyes really well. The color of the brown matches my brown eyes, so I feel like it gives them something. These last forever. It's not coming off until you want it to come off, which is what I think eyeliner needs to do. So liquid liner is kind of a journey for me because about a year ago, if you would ask me, hands down the only liquid liner that I used was the NYX Epic Ink Liner. They've changed the formula. They had to have. And I know that Jessica Braun or Jam Beauty 89 has mentioned this. It's starting to bleed on me. I haven't rebought it. I feel really betrayed. But right now I'm enjoying the Smashbox Always On Liquid Liner. This is actually a felt tip liner. And I believe that the NYX Epic Ink is a brush tip. I like this liner. It's the only liquid liner that I have right now. I'm enjoying it. I do think that I prefer brush liners at this point. And I kind of moved away from doing a ton of winged eye looks at this point. I did kind of like a baby wing today, so I like shaped out my eyes a little bit, but this is a good liner for beginners, I think, because felt tips are really easy to like sit and fix. But I don't know why the NYX Epic Ink like just changed and it broke my heart. Didn't even need to think twice about my mascara. I would go get the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This is just the best mascara. I used to be obsessed with the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced, and this has a very similar brush, and it's the natural bristled brush. And honestly, well, the Better Than Sex I'm actually allergic to. I found out. I started like breaking out around my eyes when I would use that. But I would say don't bother getting the Better Than Sex. Just get the Voluminous Lash Paradise. Like, this gives you such volume. It builds like none other. It does do okay over lashes. I really like the Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes when I do lashes, which is not all the time, but when I do them, I feel like that formula is a little thinner. This one kind of gunks up on them a little bit. But for every day where you're not going to be wearing lashes, this is the best, bar none. So the next item is setting spray, because I've started doing setting spray before I do my lips, that it doesn't like move my lips around. But I mean, come on guys, it's the Urban Decay All Nighter. Like, this is the setting spray that really started the craze for setting sprays. I've been using setting sprays since like high school, junior high, because we would use them in theater. And I'm pretty sure that those were pretty much all alcohol, so that's great. You shouldn't use setting spray with alcohol. It dries out your face. It's not good. But the Urban Decay All Nighter, just a staple. And even if you don't think that it helps keep your makeup on longer, which I really think that it does, this is really good if you want to wet a shadow, if you want to spray down the face. It melts the powders really well. Just, you can't go wrong with this. You really can't. So I had a bit of trouble deciding if I wanted to pick a liquid lipstick or a regular tube lipstick, because I'm really into tube lipsticks right now. But I ended up going with the Smashbox Always On liquid lipsticks. I have several shades in this. I decided to go straight for black today. This is the shade Tar Pit. This is a really great formula. I do have a couple caveats with it. The darker shades are a little more finicky to work with. You do have to kind of learn them a little more, and these do dry down, and especially the darker shades, they will dry your lips out if you don't take care of your lips. Just fair warning. But I will tell you, these don't go anywhere. They are one of the easier formulas to work with, and they're really opaque, which I like, especially with darker colors like black. And these are really nice with darker liquid lipsticks. What I've started doing is I will take a little tiny detail lip brush, and I will take some of it and use it as a liner after I'm done filling in my lips to kind of really perfect the shape. I'm really trying to get better about the shape of my lips and making them look more even, and learning how to overdraw without looking ridiculous. I don't know if I accomplished that today, but you know, we're getting there, we're learning. But these are really great. I have several shades. I have a nude shade that is beautiful. And I have that really bright red one that I love. I have sort of like a warmer nude. I have a deep red, and I have the black. These are worth the splurge if there's a color that you really love. And I will always buy this black liquid lipstick because I love black liquid lipstick. You know, in case you can't tell, it's definitely in my aesthetic. And this is the best and this is the best black lipstick that I've ever tried. I will not use tube lipsticks for darker lips anymore. It looks stupid and it never sits right. Smashbox really knocked it out of the park with this formula. So I thought that I was gonna end there, and then I was looking at my face and I was like, I actually really want a gloss, and I immediately thought of my Fenty Beauty. This is their Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk, so I had to include it. This is such a pretty color, and I mean, the only thing is that it does get on whatever. I'm gonna put more on because I've been talking, but this is such a great formula. It's not gloppy or gloopy. It does smell like lip smackers, which is great if you're a 90s kid. I feel like these bring me right back to like being 10. But this color specifically really shape shifts. I don't know if you can really yeah, a little bit. But this really shape shifts, especially over darker colors and like a black, and I feel like it makes your lips look bigger without looking like stringy. I hate stringy lip glosses. But yeah, I think that I would actually like run out and buy this because on its own it looks really pretty, and over lipstick it looks really pretty. The Fenty gloss is just where it's at, man. Okay guys, so that is my what I would run out and buy if all my makeup went missing video. This was an interesting video to do because I really had to like narrow in on what I knew worked, what I knew I had used for a long time, and what I knew I would enjoy using while trying to build up a collection again. I've been a makeup collector for a long time. I do declutter every so often, but I have a big collection. So this was kind of like an almost nerve-wracking video to make, but really interesting. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos, please go ahead and subscribe down below. I would love you to join our little family that's definitely growing here and I'm so excited about. And I will see you guys in the next video.